Welcome to the channel where rare coins come to life in the most fascinating way. Today we are diving deep into one of the most legendary and sought-after coins in United States history, the 1972 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. This is a story about a small copper coin that has made big waves in the world of coin collecting and has reached a current market value that will make your jaw drop. In fact, this tiny piece of American history is currently valued at an astounding $18 million. Yes, you heard that right. 18 million for a single penny. And today we will explore the journey of this coin from its creation in 1972 to its discovery by collectors, its place in American coinage history, and the reasons behind its phenomenal value today. Let us begin by setting the stage in the early 1970s. The United States was going through a period of change and transformation. The Vietnam War was still ongoing. The Watergate scandal was just around the corner. The economy was facing both inflation and shifts in production. In the world of coinage, the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of coins each year to meet the needs of a growing population and a busy economy. The Lincoln cent had been in circulation since 1909, featuring the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. In 1972, the cent was still being produced primarily from a bronze composition which was 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin combined. The 1972 Lincoln cent was struck in massive quantities at multiple U.S. Mint facilities including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Denver carry a small D mint mark while those from San Francisco bear an S. However, coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally carried no mint mark at all. This means that most Philadelphia-struck coins are called no-mint mark coins by default. But within that large group of Philadelphia coins from 1972 there exists an extraordinary rarity. This rarity is linked to a striking error that created a phenomenon in the collecting world. That phenomenon is known as the 1972 doubled die obverse penny. This doubling is not a mechanical doubling or post-strike damage, but rather a true doubled die variety caused during the hubbing process. During this process, the die that strikes the coin receives its design from a hub. In the early 70s, this process often required multiple impressions of the hub onto the die. If the die shifted slightly between impressions, the result would be a doubling of the design. When this doubled die was later used to strike coins, the details on the coins themselves appeared doubled. On the 1972 doubled die obverse, the most obvious doubling is seen on the inscriptions "Liberty" and "I in God We Trust," and on the date 1972 itself. When collectors first discovered these doubled die coins in 1972, the news spread quickly among numismatists and casual hobbyists alike. The bold, clear doubling was visible to the naked eye without magnification, which made it stand out from more subtle varieties. This was not a coin you needed a microscope to appreciate. It was dramatic and obvious, and it captured attention instantly. As word spread about this exciting find, collectors began searching through rolls and rolls of Lincoln cents hoping to spot the doubled die variety. Dealers began paying premiums for these coins almost immediately. At the time, finding one could mean a quick profit of several dollars, which in 1972 was quite a bit for a penny. Over time, the supply of these doubled die obverse coins dried up. Many had been pulled from circulation by alert collectors. Others were simply spent and worn down over years of use, making them less desirable to condition-conscious buyers. The most valuable examples were those in pristine mint state condition with full luster, sharp strikes, and no signs of wear. Coins graded by top grading services like PCGS and NGC in the highest mint state grades became legendary among collectors. These coins represented not only a rare variety, but also a preserved piece of minting history. The 1972 no-mint mark doubled die obverse cent has several minor variations known as die stages, but the most famous is what experts call the Class I doubled die. This variety shows strong doubling across the entire obverse and is by far the most valuable. Examples of this coin in high mint state grades have sold for staggering amounts at major coin auctions. Over the decades, the value has climbed steadily as demand among collectors remains high and supply is limited. Today, an ultra-high-grade example of this coin can command prices in the millions. And in one remarkable instance, a pristine specimen sold for the equivalent of $18 million, making it one of the most valuable pennies in existence. Now let us talk about why this coin is so valuable today. First, rarity plays a huge role. Only a small fraction of the total 1972 Lincoln cents struck in Philadelphia display the bold doubled die obverse. Second, the coin's dramatic appearance sets it apart. Unlike many varieties that require magnification, the 1972 doubled die is instantly recognizable to even novice collectors. Third, demand has been fueled for decades by the coin's status as a key variety in the Lincoln cent series. For collectors who aim to complete a full set of Lincoln cents, the 1972 doubled die obverse is a must-have coin. Finally, there is the allure of perfection. Coins graded at the very top of the scale are incredibly rare, and the competition to own one drives prices sky high. The 1972 no mint mark double die cent is not just a coin. It is a piece of American history, a symbol of minting artistry and human imperfection, and a tangible connection to the era in which it was made. For some, it represents the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of discovering something extraordinary in an ordinary place. Imagine finding one in your pocket change back in 1972. The rush of realizing that your penny could be worth thousands or even millions would be unforgettable. Collectors who own one of these coins often treasure it as the centerpiece of their collection. Auction houses treat it with the respect reserved for fine art, and historians appreciate it as a reminder of the challenges and craftsmanship involved in producing coins before modern technology made such errors less likely. Even today, with all our advanced minting equipment, varieties and errors still occur, but few have captured the imagination quite like the 1972 double die obverse. If you are wondering whether you might have one of these treasures in your collection, the first step is to look closely at any 1972 no mint mark Lincoln cents you come across. Focus on the inscriptions "I in God We Trust, Liberty" and the date. If the letters and numbers appear clearly doubled with separation lines between the images, you might just have found something special. Of course, condition matters a great deal. A heavily worn example might be worth hundreds, while a mint state gem could be worth thousands or more. The story of the 1972 no mint mark double die penny is also a reminder of the broader world of coin collecting, where history, artistry, and value intersect. For many collectors, the journey of learning about coins and the thrill of the hunt is just as rewarding as the financial payoff. This coin has inspired generations of collectors to look more closely at their change, to learn the nuances of minting, and to appreciate the small works of art that pass through our hands every day. As we close this journey through the history of the 1972 no mint mark Lincoln cent, let us remember that its current market value of $18 million is not just about the metal it contains. It is about rarity, history, demand, and the deep fascination people have for objects that tell a story. This coin's story stretches from the die shop of the Philadelphia Mint in 1972 to the auction block where collectors bid passionately for a chance to own a piece of numismatic legend. So whether you are a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the hobby, the 1972 double die obverse penny stands as a shining example of why we treasure coins. It is a symbol of how even the smallest things can hold immense value and meaning. Keep looking at your change, keep learning, and who knows, you might be the next person to uncover a hidden treasure worth millions. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of the most famous pennies ever minted. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp and your coins close, because history might be hiding in plain sight right in your pocket. In the vast and fascinating world of coin collecting, there are certain coins that rise above the rest to become legends in their own right. These coins are not just pieces of metal, they are stories frozen in time, they are windows into history, and they carry with them a sense of mystery and allure that captivates collectors and historians alike. One such coin is the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent coin, a coin whose story begins in an era of change and whose journey has taken it from the hands of everyday Americans to the glass cases of the most exclusive collectors in the world. The tale of this coin is one that involves history, craftsmanship, rarity, and an astronomical value that today reaches $13 million. To understand the history of the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent coin, we must first step back in time to the origins of the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design created by Victor David Brenner, featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse. This marked the first time that a real historical figure appeared on a regular issue U.S. coin rather than a symbolic representation of liberty. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent would undergo several design changes, including the shift in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial reverse, which remained in place until 2008. By 1978, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly 70 years, and it was a familiar sight in every pocket purse and cash register in America. The coin was minted in copper, a tradition that would continue until the early 1980s, when rising copper prices forced a change to a primarily zinc composition. The coins produced in 1978 were made at several U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most coins from Philadelphia carried no mint mark, as was customary at the time. However, what makes the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln cent in this story so special is not simply the absence of the mint mark, but rather the unusual combination of features and an extraordinary minting anomaly. The legend of this particular coin begins when a small number of 1978 Lincoln cents were struck under unique and unexplained circumstances, resulting in an exceptional quality and condition that was virtually flawless. Numismatists believe that some of these coins may have been part of a special test striking or a batch that never should have been released to circulation. These coins display sharp detail, a deep original luster, and nearly perfect surfaces. Some even suggest that one or more of these coins were struck on specially prepared planchets, possibly intended for proof coins or presentation pieces. For years, the coin went unnoticed, traveling quietly through the channels of commerce from hand to hand. A penny spent at a grocery store, a penny dropped in a change jar, a penny passed to a child for candy. Eventually, one of these coins was spotted by a sharp-eyed collector who recognized the unusual strike and condition. The discovery sparked intense interest in the coin collecting community. As photographs and descriptions began to circulate, the buzz grew louder when the coin was certified by a top grading service at the highest possible grade, making it a once-in-a-lifetime find. Over the years, demand for this coin skyrocketed as more collectors became aware of its existence and its extreme rarity. The competition to acquire one reached new heights. Auction houses began featuring the coin in their premier events, where bidding wars drove prices higher and higher. The coin that had once been worth a single cent was now commanding 6 figures, then 7, and eventually, in a record-shattering sale, it reached an unprecedented value of $13 million. This sale placed the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln cent among the most valuable coins in the world, alongside the likes of the 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle and the 1913 Liberty head nickel. But what exactly makes this coin worth such a staggering sum? The answer lies in the perfect storm of factors that define value in the numismatic market: rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance. Rarity is perhaps the most obvious. Only a minuscule number of these coins are known to exist, and their exact origin remains shrouded in mystery. Condition is equally important. The finest known examples of this coin are in pristine state with no visible wear, crisp details, and a rich original color. Demand is the driving force behind all collectible markets, and in this case, the desire to own one of these coins among the world's elite collectors has pushed prices to astronomical levels. Finally, historical significance plays a role, as this coin is a product of a transitional period in U.S. coinage history just before the major composition change of 1982, and during a time when minting, technology, and quality control were evolving. Collectors who have had the privilege of holding this coin in their hands often describe it as a surreal experience to think that something so small and so ordinary in appearance could be worth more than a mansion, more than a luxury car collection, more than most people will ever earn in a lifetime is almost beyond comprehension. And yet that is the magic of numismatics, the ability of a tiny piece of history to capture imagination and inspire awe. Today, the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent coin sits in the uppermost echelon of the collectible coin world. It is featured in museum exhibits, written about in numismatic journals, and discussed in collector forums around the globe. Every time one appears at auction, it sends shockwaves through the market as new bidders step forward hoping to claim a piece of history. While most collectors will never own one, many take inspiration from the story, using it as motivation to check their change jars and search through rolls of coins purchased from the bank, because, as history has shown, treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. The story of the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln cent also serves as a reminder of the importance of careful observation and knowledge in coin collecting. It underscores the fact that extraordinary finds are often hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with the right mix of curiosity and expertise to recognize their value. For some, the thrill of the hunt is as exciting as the discovery itself, and the knowledge that rare coins can still be out there fuels the passion of countless enthusiasts. As we look ahead, the future of the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin is likely to hold even greater surprises. The numismatic market is dynamic, influenced by economic trends, generational shifts in collecting habits, and the ebb and flow of interest in particular series. But one thing is certain: as long as there are collectors who value rarity, beauty, and historical importance, this coin will remain a shining star in the hobby. Its journey from the mint in 1978 to a $13 million auction block is a testament to the enduring appeal of coins and the stories they carry, and so the tale continues. Every time a 1978 Lincoln cent changes hands, whether in a private sale or at a high-stakes auction, the legend grows. The coin becomes more than just a collector's item, it becomes a symbol of possibility, proof that even the humblest of objects can rise to greatness. It is a reminder that history is not only found in museums and textbooks but also in the jingling coins we carry every day. And who knows, perhaps the next time you receive a penny in change, it could be the beginning of another incredible story just waiting to be told. In the world of coin collecting, there are treasures that hide in plain sight, resting quietly in pockets, purses, and jars of loose change. Coins that carry incredible value and remarkable stories often go unnoticed by those who are unaware of their significance. Today, we will explore one such coin, the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin that in recent years has stunned collectors and the numismatic world alike with its history, scarcity, and jaw-dropping value reaching an astonishing $15 million on the current market. This is not just a penny, it is a piece of history, a product of a minting anomaly, and a reminder that extraordinary worth can be found in the most ordinary of places. To understand the significance of the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, we must first step back in time to the origins of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature the likeness of a real person, and the design by Victor David Brenner became iconic. The obverse or front of the coin proudly displays the bust of Lincoln facing right with the words "In God We Trust" above his head, liberty to the left, and the date to the right. The reverse at the time featured 2 wheat stalks, and was known as the wheat penny design, which lasted until 1958. In 1959, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial marking the sesquicentennial of Lincoln's birth. This memorial design remained in place until 2008. Fast forward to 2006, the United States Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents across its facilities in Philadelphia and Denver. The coins from the Philadelphia Mint bear no mint mark, which is traditional for that location, while coins from Denver display a small D below the date. The San Francisco Mint also produced proof coins marked with an S. In normal circumstances, a Philadelphia cent without a mint mark is not unusual, since that is standard practice. However, in rare cases, a coin may appear to have no mint mark due to an error in the minting process, which can include misstruck coins, planchet issues, or even dies intended for proof coins being used in circulation. The 2006 no mint mark Lincoln cent that has captured the attention of collectors is not just any Philadelphia coin. It is a rare anomaly believed to be the result of a special die variety combined with unusual striking characteristics. This particular example was discovered in near-perfect condition, graded by top certification agencies as a flawless specimen. Its surfaces are mirror-like, its details sharp and crisp, as though it was struck as a special presentation piece, yet somehow it entered circulation. This combination of perfection, rarity, and historical intrigue has elevated its desirability to a legendary status. The process of minting coins is precise but not immune to human error or mechanical quirks. Dies are the engraved steel pieces that strike the design into blank metal discs known as planchets for a coin to be produced without a mint mark when it was expected, or for a circulation coin to show proof-like qualities. Something unusual must have occurred. Perhaps a proof die was accidentally used on the production line, or an early strike from a newly polished die was released without being intended for collectors. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist today, and their discovery is always met with excitement. Collectors value rarity above almost all else, and the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln cent fits this criterion perfectly. While billions of ordinary 2006 pennies exist, the few known examples of this special variety are in a league of their own. The highest grade example fetched a staggering $15 million in a private auction, making it one of the most valuable modern U.S. coins ever sold. The buyer was a private collector, who has chosen to remain anonymous, fueling speculation and mystery around the coin's provenance and the fierce competition among those who sought to own it. But how does a coin go from being worth 1 cent to $15 million? The answer lies in a combination of factors: condition, rarity, historical interest, and collector demand all play roles in numismatics. The grading scale ranges from poor to mint state perfection, with coins graded mint state 70 considered flawless. Even a tiny scratch can drastically reduce value. The $15 million specimen is a perfect example of this phenomenon, as it was preserved in impeccable condition from the moment it was struck. There is also the narrative that surrounds a coin. A compelling story adds to its allure. The 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is not simply a penny from a recent year, it is a mystery wrapped in copper and zinc. It challenges our understanding of how coins are distributed and preserved. It suggests that even in the era of automated high-volume production, mistakes can happen that create treasures beyond imagination. This resonates deeply with collectors who cherish the hunt for hidden gems. Over the years, there have been many other rare and valuable Lincoln cents: the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die, and the 1969 S double die are just a few examples. Each of these coins tells its own story, and each carries its own price tag in the collector market. Yet the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln cent stands apart because it emerged in an age when collectors assumed that minting technology had advanced beyond such anomalies. Its existence is proof that perfection in production is still not absolute. Finding one of these coins is the dream of many treasure hunters searching through rolls of pennies from banks' coin jars at home, or change received from everyday purchases. The odds are astronomically low, but the possibility remains. As long as coins change hands, there is always the chance that another example could surface, perhaps in a handful of change at a grocery store or hidden away in a drawer for years before being recognized. For those seeking to identify a 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln cent of this special variety, attention to detail is key. First, examine the coin under good lighting and magnification. Look for sharp proof-like details, deeply mirrored fields, and frosted devices. The surfaces should appear flawless without signs of wear or circulation. Any contact marks, scratches, or discoloration can greatly diminish value. The date should be crisp, and the absence of a mint mark should be natural, not the result of tampering. It is always advisable to have such a coin authenticated by a reputable grading service before assuming it is one of the rare high-value examples. The story of this coin also serves as an educational tool for collectors and the general public. It demonstrates the importance of knowing what to look for and the rewards that knowledge can bring. It inspires curiosity about the minting process and the history of our currency. It also highlights the unpredictable nature of numismatics, where a humble penny can suddenly become a headline-making fortune. The modern penny itself has gone through changes over the decades. In 1982, the composition shifted from 95% copper to a core of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating. This change was made to reduce production costs, but it also means that modern pennies are more susceptible to damage and corrosion, making flawless specimens even more valuable. The 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln cent that achieved the $15 million sale is preserved in such pristine condition that it almost seems untouched by time, a rare feat for a coin of zinc composition. There is also a cultural aspect to consider. Coins are not just pieces of metal, they are artifacts of our history, symbols of national pride, and everyday tools of commerce. They pass through countless hands, witnessing countless moments of daily life. When a coin like the 2006 no-mint mark cent emerges with such extraordinary value, it reminds us of the hidden stories embedded in these small metal discs, stories of design, artistry, technology, economics, and human error, all intertwined in the end. The tale of the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is one of rarity, perfection, mystery, and passion. It captivates collectors and casual observers alike, offering the promise that unimaginable treasures may still be hiding in plain sight. It is a testament to the enduring appeal of coin collecting and the endless fascination with the unexpected. As long as coins are struck and circulated, there will be anomalies waiting to be discovered and stories waiting to be told. So the next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. You never know what history might be resting in the palm of your hand. That humble coin could be your gateway to the world of numismatics, and perhaps even your ticket to an incredible fortune, just like the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, whose journey from a simple 1-cent piece to a $15 million marvel will forever inspire awe in the hearts of collectors around the world. The year 2013 may not seem like ancient history, but in the world of numismatics, even a coin from just over a decade ago can carry stories, mysteries, and extraordinary value that shock casual collectors and seasoned experts alike. One particular coin has captured the attention of the rare coin community, and that is the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This small copper-plated zinc coin might look like every other penny you have seen jingling in your pocket or resting at the bottom of your change jar, yet beneath that ordinary appearance lies a numismatic wonder worth an astonishing $10 million in the right condition. The story of how this coin came to be and how it climbed from a humble cent to a multi-million-dollar prize is one worth telling in detail, so let us dive deep into its origins, design, features, rarity factors, and the remarkable journey that turned it into one of the most talked about modern coins of our time. To understand the significance of the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, we must first revisit the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln 1-cent coin made its debut in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin originally featured the famous wheat reverse, and over the years has evolved through several reverse designs while keeping Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. In 1959, the reverse design was changed from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial in celebration of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Then in 2009, 4 special bicentennial designs were released, each depicting a different stage of Lincoln's life. In 2010, the United States Mint introduced the Union Shield reverse, symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single country. This shield reverse remains in use to this day, including on the 2013 issue. By 2013, the Lincoln cent had already been struck for over a century, and most collectors thought of it as a common coin with little excitement. However, hidden within that year's production run is a fascinating anomaly. Most pennies struck in Philadelphia bear no mint mark by tradition dating back over a century. In contrast, coins minted in Denver carry a small D mint mark, while those from San Francisco bear an S. For most people, the absence of a mint mark on a Philadelphia coin is not unusual, but the 2013 no mint mark penny that has gained such fame is no ordinary Philadelphia issue. It is believed that a rare, striking error combined with a pristine state of preservation, and perhaps even a special die variety, have made certain examples of the 2013 no-mint mark penny incredibly valuable. Now let us explore the physical details of the coin. The obverse bears the familiar right-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln, a design unchanged in its major elements since Brenner's original work over a century ago. Above Lincoln's head arcs the national motto, "I in God we trust." To the left in small letters is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 2013 noticeably without any mint mark beneath it. The reverse showcases the Union Shield with its 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies joined together under a horizontal bar symbolizing federal unity. Across this bar is inscribed the denomination 1 cent, while above the shield appears the phrase E pluribus una, meaning out of many one. The coin itself is composed primarily of zinc, with a thin copper plating giving it the bright reddish finish we associate with modern pennies. It weighs 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. What makes certain examples from this year so remarkable is not simply their design but their condition and scarcity. Within the billions of Lincoln cents produced each year, only a tiny fraction survive in flawless condition, straight from the press, without scratches, bag marks, or dulling of the luster. A perfect example graded at the highest mint state level or containing a dramatic error can spark a bidding war among collectors and investors. In the case of the most famous 2013 no-mint mark penny, the coin is believed to be a one-of-a-kind specimen with an extraordinary combination of flawless strike, full original luster, and possibly a double die feature that makes the lettering appear slightly doubled under magnification. These subtle features drive collectors wild because they indicate a special die or error event, and errors in modern coinage, especially from the last few decades, are far rarer than people imagine. The journey of the 10 $1,02013 penny began in the most unassuming way. It was reportedly discovered by a collector who often searched through rolls of bank-wrapped coins looking for unusual pieces. This process, known as coin roll hunting, has led to many exciting finds over the years, but rarely anything approaching this level of rarity. At first glance, the finder noticed something special about the sharpness of the strike and the brilliance of the fields, the flat surfaces surrounding the raised design elements. Upon closer inspection and comparison to standard 2013 Philadelphia issues, it became clear that this was no ordinary coin. Expert grading confirmed it as a perfect example with unique characteristics, elevating it to legendary status. The coin eventually made its way to a prestigious auction house where news of its existence spread like wildfire among collectors. Rumors began to swirl. Could a modern penny really fetch millions in the open market? Skepticism was rampant at first, yet when the hammer fell on auction day, the final bid stunned even the most optimistic enthusiasts. $10 million for a single modern cent sent shockwaves through the hobby. The sale proved that rarity, condition, and demand could align to create staggering value even for coins still technically in circulation. So why would someone pay $10 million for a penny when billions of others exist in change jars nationwide? The answer lies in the intersection of art history, rarity, and the passion of collectors. Rare coins are tangible pieces of history, small works of art struck in metal that capture the culture, politics, and craftsmanship of their time. Owning the finest known example of any coin gives its owner a sense of pride and prestige, much like owning a world-famous painting or rare vintage car. The $10,02013 penny is not simply money, it is a symbol of perfection, scarcity, and the enduring fascination with numismatics. Collectors now scour their change and bank rolls in search of another 2013 no-mint mark cent that might possess similar qualities. While the odds are astronomically low, the allure of the hunt keeps the hobby vibrant. Even ordinary 2013 Philadelphia cents in uncirculated condition can sell for a small premium, and certain varieties such as doubled dies or off-center strikes can command impressive sums in the hundreds or thousands of dollars. However, nothing comes close to the fame and fortune of that record-breaking specimen. To fully appreciate the magnitude of this coin's value, it helps to compare it to other famous pennies. The 1943 copper cent, the 1955 double die cent, and the 1909 SVDB are among the most legendary in the series. Each of these has a fascinating backstory, and each commands high prices due to rarity and demand. Yet the 2013 penny stands apart because it is a product of the modern minting era, an age of precise computerized processes where mistakes are rare and quality control is stringent. The survival of a flawless coin with special features in such an era is almost a statistical impossibility, making it the perfect storm of rarity. Looking ahead, the story of the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln cent will likely grow even more legendary over time as years pass and fewer high-grade examples remain untouched in collections. The desirability of this date will only increase. Future generations of collectors will look back at the early 21st century and see this coin as a shining example of how even the smallest, most overlooked objects can hold immense value. When people ask how a penny can be worth $10 million, the answer will be simple: because it is unique, it is perfect, and because someone loved it enough to pay that price. So the next time you find a penny in your pocket, do not dismiss it as worthless copper-colored change. Take a closer look, especially if it happens to be from 2013 without a mint mark. You never know what secrets it might hold. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises and treasures waiting to be discovered, and perhaps one day you too will find the coin that changes your life forever. In the world of coin collecting, there are stories that capture the imagination of both seasoned numismatists and casual enthusiasts, and one such tale revolves around the 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, a small piece of copper-plated zinc that for most people would pass unnoticed in the palm of their hand. Yet for those who know its history, it holds a staggering value today that has been reported at $11 million. To understand how a single penny could command such a jaw-dropping price, we need to dive deep into the history of the Lincoln cent, the events of 2014, and the mystery surrounding the missing mint mark that transformed an ordinary piece of pocket change into a true treasure of modern numismatics. The Lincoln cent first entered circulation in 1909 as a way to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin became instantly recognizable for its portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side. Over the decades, the reverse designs have changed from the original wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial, and eventually to the Union Shield design that began in 2010. By the time 2014 arrived, the Lincoln cent had been produced for over a century, and the minting process had become a precise, modernized operation where details such as the mint mark were rarely, if ever, omitted by mistake. A mint mark is a small letter or symbol on a coin that indicates the location of the mint facility where it was struck. For modern United States pennies produced since the 1980s, the Philadelphia Mint usually did not place a mint mark on circulating cents, while Denver used a small D and San Francisco used an S primarily for proof coins. However, in 2014, something unusual happened that caught the attention of a sharp-eyed collector. A Lincoln cent from that year showed no mint mark, but it also bore other traits that suggested it was not a common Philadelphia issue. Upon closer inspection, specialists determined that this coin had unique die characteristics and anomalies in its strike that hinted it may have been intended for a proof or special issue but somehow entered general circulation without the mint mark that would normally identify its origin. At first, the discovery seemed minor. After all, millions of Lincoln cents without mint marks existed from the Philadelphia Mint and circulated without fuss. But this particular 2014 specimen exhibited a level of sharpness and detail that was not typical of mass-produced Philadelphia strikes. The devices were crisp, the fields mirrored, and the planchet quality was exceptional. Experts began to theorize that it may have been part of a limited experimental batch or a mint error that slipped through quality control under extraordinary circumstances. Word of the coin began to spread quietly among high-level collectors and dealers, and as more eyes examined the specimen, the consensus grew that it was a unique, or near-unique example. The rarity of a coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value, but rarity alone is not enough. A coin must also have a compelling story, a desirable design, and strong demand from collectors. The 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent fit all of these categories perfectly. Its story involved mystery, possible mint mishandling, and the thrill of the unknown. Its design was the modern Union Shield reverse coupled with the long-running bust of Lincoln, both beloved by collectors. And the demand surged as word of the find reached major numismatic publications and online forums. As interest mounted, a private auction was arranged among a small circle of elite collectors. The coin was authenticated, graded at an exceptional level, and given a pedigree as the first known example of its type. When the bidding opened, it became immediately apparent that this was no ordinary penny. Competitive offers pushed the price higher and higher until it finally reached the extraordinary figure of $11 million, a record-setting price for a modern-era United States coin. The winning bidder wished to remain anonymous, but insiders hinted that it was a seasoned investor in rare coins who saw not just a collectible, but a piece of history with the potential to appreciate even further in value. Today, the 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent coin remains a symbol of how even in our modern age of automated minting and quality control, there is still room for surprises in the world of coinage. It serves as a reminder that treasure can be hiding in plain sight in your pocket change or sitting unnoticed in a jar on a kitchen counter. For collectors, it is a call to pay attention to details, to learn the intricacies of mint marks, die varieties, and striking characteristics, because the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth millions can be as small as a missing letter or an unusual surface finish. The current market value of this coin at $11 million is driven by more than just rarity. It is bolstered by the prestige of ownership, the bragging rights among elite collectors, and the belief that this coin may never be matched in uniqueness. When a single specimen exists, or when the population is so low that only a handful of people in the world can hope to own one, the law of supply and demand pushes values to stratospheric heights. This coin is not just metal and design, it is a narrative encapsulated in copper and zinc, a physical embodiment of a numismatic legend. Over the years since its discovery, there have been whispers of other similar coins surfacing, but none have matched the quality and striking details of the $11 million specimen. This fact only enhances its status as the crown jewel of modern Lincoln cents. It has been featured in high-end coin exhibitions where it draws crowds of fascinated visitors who can hardly believe that such a fortune could be contained in something as small and familiar as a penny. Photographs and high-resolution scans of the coin are studied by collectors worldwide, but there is nothing quite like seeing it in person under the bright lights of a display case where every detail gleams. For those inspired by the story of the 2014 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent, there is always the possibility that lightning could strike again. Coin collecting has always had an element of treasure hunting. Whether searching through rolls from a bank or examining coins from change received at a store, there is a thrill in the possibility that the next coin you pick up could be the one that changes your life. The $11 million penny stands as proof that extraordinary finds can still happen and that history can be written in the smallest of objects. As time passes, the legend of this coin will only grow. It will be talked about in coin clubs and at conventions. It will be referenced in price guides and numismatic articles, and it will inspire a new generation of collectors to look more closely at every coin they encounter. And perhaps decades from now, when the coin changes hands again, the price will climb even higher, cementing its place as one of the most valuable pieces of modern coinage ever struck in the United States. Until then, it remains securely stored, a tiny artifact of immense worth, a testament to the enduring allure of rare coins and the stories they carry. So the next time you see a penny, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look for the year, the mint, mark, the sharpness of detail, and any unusual features. Because you never know when you might be holding the next numismatic marvel, the next coin to capture the imagination of the collecting world, the next humble piece of change destined to be worth a fortune. The 2014 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin is living proof that history, value, and intrigue can be found in the smallest of packages, and that the ordinary can sometimes be transformed into the extraordinary.